I just be doing shit, but I have friends here because I knew I couldn't carry this conversation alone because some of the shit I be doing is wrong. So I got my homie Tiffany from college. She also has her own podcast. I admire her as a great speaker, and I just thought she would be a good addition to the conversation. She's also been going through some things, some hate from the male species, feel me? But
sorry.
She's winning. As y'all can see, she's winning. Look at her. Very much. Fine as hell. I'm freestyling the intro. We absolutely have to have my friend Marian here, who's a therapist. She's a therapist, but she's a relationship. You focus mainly on queer and trans relationships. Yeah. Queer and trans relationships, right? What was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? I actually had to call her because I just been doing shit. And it was very helpful, and I really appreciate you. And I hope that you can provide good feedback to anybody else that's just going through some shit. And yeah, so she's gonna humble us while we talk about our toxic traits. Let us know why we need to unlearn that. And then we got G. Again, I'm freestyling. I'm introducing y'all the way I see y'all. G, beautiful man with 2 beautiful twins. Recently went through a separation, but the co-parenting skills is fire. And I get to see it all the time, just like conversing with him and the stories, like, and I just think that's a perspective that we should just hear from and just see what that's about. Because I don't know who has a kid, who would like to have that type of thing. If they have a kid and it doesn't work out the way it's planned, but like you're demonstrating something that people wish they had or society needs more of.
Because being blindsided by a breakup or staying too long, you can yourself an income.
And then she said,
were you really blindsided?
And
I said, that's what I was going to say, because did you see some signs? Were you really blindsided by it?
If I'm being honest, yeah, that's what it is. But still don't blindside myself.
So there's not like a case where you're just literally just naturally blindsided?
No, I don't think so. I think some people can genuinely be blindsided. People really did not see a breakup coming, or didn't see some like big explosive moment coming. And then I also think like there are red flags, and we all see red flags that we choose to ignore.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the person already gave, I'll pull the rug from underneath you, but you were just hoping it never happened to you.
Personal life. But we could have conversation. So did you say I have a lot of shit happening? I'm sorry, it's been a good time. We have a therapist in the room. Some people are not there yet and able to express themselves and like communicate in a way that like we might want them to.
You mentioned closure, and so my question was, is closure a myth?
As if like you do, like is it performative, but you still want to fuck?
You get closure from yourself. And then I heard you say you need closure.
Yeah.
So what does closure mean?
For me, I need like all truths. So for me, closure is you giving me the truth of whatever it was that ended the relationship or the situation, and I'm okay with that. Once I have like whatever you say your truth is, once I have that, then I'm okay, and I can like pack you up and never think about you.
Can I ask a question? How do you know is one of the points, and I think that you don't need another person to give yourself closure.
Okay.
I think that you can get another person, but like again, who's to say that's the truth? And if that person hurt you, then you're not really gonna receive that.
When I'm talking about closure, it's kind of like a moving target in some ways, because things can like pop up and happen for you, and it doesn't mean that the relationship hasn't ended or it's not over. It just means that you're re-experiencing things and you're reprocessing things and you're thinking about them in a different way. Maybe it's because you're in something new, or your child is experiencing something and it's now creating like a memory, or whatever. But it's not like a linear process. It's very sort of like up and down and all over.
So I just want to say that, like, closure for me in my experience has not been something that came from another person. It's been something that I've given myself, like, in spite of whatever the situation, however the situation has ended. Because to your point, like, sometimes it becomes this abstract thing, and I'm in therapy talking about it for sessions on sessions for months on months, but it's like something I have to give to myself, to heal myself, and to, like, move forward.
I think maybe if we shift our language into just acceptance of how we experience someone, how they experienced us, like, I don't know, I'm out here trying, right? Like, I don't know if this is correct, but I'm trying to teach myself to unlearn these things of black and white, right and wrong, because I know for myself, like, keep going back to the same situation isn't helping my growth. And so I've had to relinquish this idea of closure because someone isn't going to do that validation moment and be like, yeah, you did everything right, girl. Sorry, Bookie, I did that to you. Like, that's just, I'm never going to get that response.
You said about just accepting things as they are. Maybe this was something she was saying. I'm like, this is what we just saying. And you know, I can't always know the reasons why you are the way you are, why you choose to do what you're doing. But I have to respect it because that's how you feel. And then go for it. Like, it's not just partners that do it. It's family members that do it too, siblings and aunts and uncles and things like that. So it's sisters and brothers that will do it too. I thought a conversation I had with him was like closure, but it really wasn't closure. It was more of like, man, the narcissism is still real. It's actually deep within you. It actually is one with you. And trying to get something from me that I know, first of all, is not really attainable anyway. It's kind of like ridiculous, but I just wanted to hear what he had to say. I wanted to hear what he thought his truth was to me. And granted, I already knew the way I was being treated in a relationship and disregarding and disrespecting and all the other things that was going on. But what I really saw was just that there was somebody that was very illegal. Someone who really has not just mommy issues, but also daddy issues, also abandonment issues, also money issues, also just self-respect issues. And so I kind of looked at the closure as like my new apartment, my new flowers I bought, my dog picking up kind of shit. And like it shit and take forever. You know what I mean? I find it like showing up when Gabe reached out to me. I was like, you don't even know that I'm going through like the hardest time of my life right now. And some people like will see me on social media like, where that man at? He hasn't been around lately. So he's kind of like, oh, Shavonda probably was like, yeah, I was looking around too. Like, Shavonda was like, where that man at? Cause she did. Yeah, he's gone.
For everybody that participates, you get a raffle ticket. You get this book called Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. And this book is amazing. This book taught me how to be objective about people's behavior. And I believe that, you know, most of the things that we go through our behaviors stems from like how our parents treated us. So, but it's really like, I hate them niggas that brought me into this world. Like, it's really that. And it's like, why do I feel that way? And at some point, I had to say like, all right, there are people, and this is their strengths, and this is what they're not good at. And every time I put them in a position to let me down, I'm letting myself down. You know, like, I know my mom is not good at this, so why would I keep putting her in that situation to show up for me like that? I know that about my dad, so why would I keep? And it's the same thing with your friends. It's the same thing romantically. It's across the board.
In my case, this one resonated with me when I first read it. I was like, oh shit, because my ex-fiance, one of my kids, and we both saw it coming. And because we both saw it coming, we both had the foresight to just sit down and be like, you know what, let's converse. Obviously, it's done. It's done. We now need to separate everything and like move on and co-parent to set up these kids because these kids got to do better than we do. So in that, I think that's the biggest important factor is that we have to be able to put away all the pettiness, which requires a lot of adulting on our end, right? And a lot of real conversation. And you just got to get really comfortable with being uncomfortable with it because it's better than just ignoring the problem and then just going with the daily motion, shits in the night, and then next thing you know, you're going in our case, we went, I think, 3 years too late, and we finally had the combo, and it was just like, all right, we ended it when we needed it, at least. But I think it's just more so emotional intelligence when it comes to you have to be able to put away all the pettiness.
Why do you think you let their political views be the reason why you no longer have a relationship with them? If everything else is cool, why did you let their political views?
Because I'm exhausted. You can't exhaust me and my advice and then you don't take action on your own.
I don't think that's fair.
Why?
Wait, so you don't talk to your cousin at all right now?
Nah, and it sucks. It hurts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I first came over from Mexico when we were 8 years old, like, I told him from day one, oh, you must be my best friend. And then, fast forward down, we go to work. First election, 2016? 2016 won.
That's 10 years ago.
Yeah.